In this module, we will talk about the knowledge worker. If you people remember, in the last module, we talked about the knowledge economy very briefly. So, a knowledge economy in which the organizations are involved in kind of intensive knowledge work. That involves analysis, that involves making some judgment about and making some decisions. However, who makes that? Or who would be considered or would be called as the person who is doing all this thing? Definitely, we call that person a knowledge worker. When we talk about the knowledge worker, we need to understand that they are slightly different in terms of what is their attitude and behavior towards organization, their occupation, and how they should be treated, how they should be managed. Definitely, there are slightly you need to alter some practices and practices of human resource management. So, however, this is a very famous and interesting quote said by the Confucius, sometimes in 500 BC. What Confucius has said, and who was Confucius? Fairly speaking, you might be aware of that, but he was a Chinese philosopher, and based on his philosophy, Mao Zedong, and later on the other people who ruled the China, they have actually transformed the China. And what you see China today, generally it is believed that it is based on the teachings of, or it is based on the philosophy of Confucius. So what Confucius said, I just would like to quote here. So the master said, shall I teach you what knowledge is? Shall I teach you what knowledge is? Because we are talking about the knowledge worker, and I said that in the couple of first modules, I always talk about the concept, that is, what is the definition of knowledge? What is knowledge? We will talk about in more detail in the couple of modules. So, however, can I teach you what is knowledge? So, when you know a thing, to recognize that you know it, and when you don't know a thing, to recognize that you don't know a thing, this is what knowledge is. So when you know something and when you don't know something and you recognize that you know it or you don't know it, that is knowledge. So if this is the idea, or this is the concept of knowledge, is that if I don't know something, it means that I know that I don't know something. So when you don't know that you don't know something, this is the recognition of something. When you recognize something, that thing could be a knowledge, or that thing could be an object, that thing could be a process. So anything, when you recognize that, oh, I don't know. For example, if I don't know how to operate these cameras, or for example, I don't know how to fix if this machine is broken. If I recognize that I don't know how to fix this machine if it is broken, this is first thing that I recognize it. When I recognize that I don't know, this is what knowledge is. And similarly, if I know that what this machine is, how to fix this machine, then I recognize that if I know that I can fix this machine, this is what knowledge is, and the knowledge of how to fix that machine. So managing knowledge worker is now viewed as one of the core capabilities in many organizations. As I said that for different reasons in my personal experience, and this is what literature suggests, that managing knowledge worker needs slightly different strategies. And if an organization is able to manage the knowledge worker, it is believed that this is one of the core, or one of the core capabilities an organization possesses. So this is slightly important for the students and for the HR professionals to understand that managing knowledge worker is a capability, and whether it is capability of an organization, or because it is the capability of HR professionals, it need to be considered and it need to be learned and developed. That is to manage the knowledge worker. When we talk about manage, actually we are not talking about only that you retain the knowledge worker. It is that you motivate the knowledge worker to share what that knowledge worker knows about the processes in the organization, and that knowledge is spreads as well. So organizations have been various knowledge management strategies, which we will share and discuss in this chapter. So, not all, most of the organizations can be described as knowledge intensive, because if you people realize that every organization is a knowledge intensive organization, or some are, however, high level of knowledge intensive organizations, some may be low level of knowledge intensive organizations, even from small manufacturing unit to the large corporations and large organizations, they comprises a lot of knowledge activities. We will talk about how to manage the knowledge worker and knowledge management processes in the later modules. Thank you.